guys, today we're going to see an ancient Hindu temple which is truly unforgettable. Even if you try to forget it, it will be impossible for you to erase the visuals I'm going to show you. The temple you are about to see is very ancient. It was built around 250 AD, which means the temple is at least 1,750 years old. But the details in this temple are mind-boggling and will make you question if the temple was built by supernatural means. This temple is located in a small village called Singrikudi, and at first sight, it looks almost like a modern-day temple with beautiful and colorfully painted statues. What is so special about these carvings and statues? Look at this statue. It has a shirt with a collar, and look, there are even buttons, and you can even see the pockets on both sides. He's posing as though he's holding up the weight of the temple. Now, Hinduism is all about symmetry, so my eyes are naturally going on the other side of the tower. And look, again, the statue on the other side is also shown with a dress shirt with collar, pockets, and buttons. This is shocking because all historians agree that buttoned shirts came to India only in the last few centuries. But this temple is at least 1,750 years old. Yes, the painting on it is fresh because they do repaint the temple time and time again. And some even claim that these shirts were done by a quirky painter in recent times. However, many locals claim that these shirts were originally carved on these ancient statues, and the painters merely paint various colors on them. Now, remember I spoke about symmetry. Let's go to the other side of the tower and see what kind of statues exist there. This side is also beautifully carved with so many stories from Hinduism. And again, we see more figures with dress shirts with buttons, collars, and pockets. The faces are a little bit different from the faces on the front side of the tower. But now we have a total of 4 statues wearing dress shirts, right? We're not done yet, because temple towers actually have 4 sides. So I decided to see what's on the sides as well. Most people do not see the sides of the towers at all. And I was able to see more statues with shirts. If we go around the tower, flying like birds, then we can see 4 more statues on the sides of the towers as well. This is remarkable because we have a total of 8 statues wearing dress shirts in this tower. We know, as a matter of fact, that buttoned shirts with collars did not exist 1,750 years ago. I don't mean that just within India. The whole world did not use shirts like this until the last few centuries. So how could ancient builders carve such accurate statues with dress shirts? But we are not done yet. There are more interesting details. When I zoomed in with my camera and took close-ups on the sides, there are more details which are stunning. Look at this figure. He has a round pocket watch which goes from his button to his pocket. This is typically how we used watches before the wristwatch became fashionable. But there's something even more shocking. On his lower pocket, there is a large rectangular object peeping out. It looks remarkably similar to a modern-day smartphone. Is that a cell phone we are looking at? How are such carvings possible in an ancient Hindu temple? Locals give a totally different answer with a completely different angle to this. These statues and carvings were done in ancient times, but they were done with the help of psychic powers. The builder who created them was deeply spiritual, and he could visualize how the future generation would look using his psychic abilities. Is it possible that ancient sculptors could use their psychic powers to visualize how their future generations would look thousands of years later? Locals say yes and point to yet another interesting tower in the temple. This is a smaller tower which is built on the sanctum of a female goddess. Immediately, you can notice something very interesting. This tower is ladies only. No male gods or humans are shown. All these statues are females. This is a spectacular carving of a mom saving a baby from falling off the tower. Hinduism is a very liberal religion. In fact, Hinduism has more female goddesses than male gods. But there is something much more fascinating in this tower. Here we can see two women wearing modern-day swimsuit. Look at these statues. This is extraordinary. Here are two women shown wearing typical Western bathing suit from the last century. How do we explain these statues? I have shown you so many different carvings and temples on my channel, even temples which claim time travel. But this temple was done by some kind of psychedelic means. The carvings I find are just really bizarre. Look, here is a carving which shows conjoined twins. They have two heads but share the same body. Look at their face. They both have protruding teeth coming out of their lips. Count the number of hands. There are a total of 7 hands. Where is the symmetry here? Conjoined twins often have these abnormal asymmetric features. And look at the number of legs. There are a total of 3 legs. We should normally see something like this in a medical museum, but we see this in this ancient temple. Why? It is said that the builder not only used his psychic powers to foretell the future, but could also understand how the planet was many million years ago. Look at this beautiful carving of Lord Vishnu. Out of his navel, a lotus emerges which has the god of creation sitting inside. This is mesmerizing, but this is not my main focus. Look at the statue right next to it. It has a human body which is standing on 2 legs, but has the face of a horse. This god, known as Haya Griva, is portrayed as half horse, half human, and is sometimes shown with the rear parts of a bird. If you look behind Haya Griva, you will see bird-like elongated tail. The really bizarre part is this. Recently, skeletal remains of an extinct dinosaur were discovered which has very similar features. It has a face which resembles a horse, has short forelimbs and longer hind limbs, and even has the hip like a bird. The scientists were in total disbelief, but guess what they named this species? They named it Haya Griva because of its remarkable similarity to this Hindu god. You can't help but wonder, are these carvings coming out of the sculptor's imagination? Or did he have psychic powers to carve these animals which became extinct millions of years ago? There is a reason why locals believe that the temple was constructed using psychic powers. This temple is mentioned in an ancient text called Markandeya Purana, which was written around 250 AD. This is how we know the temple existed at least 1,750 years ago. Markandeya, the hero of this text, got access to various psychic powers by chanting mantras at a specific frequency. It is said that Markandeya himself built this temple using his psychic visions. But the story does not end here. Even today, a few monks come here and do chanting in order to get psychic powers. Sounds and frequencies are considered very important in Hinduism. Many ancient Indian texts claim that you can get psychic powers by chanting specific incantations or sounds. But it is not clear what sounds or frequency will yield these psychic powers. Is it possible that the ancient builder of this temple, who was a master of psychic powers, gave us a clue about what frequency he would have used? The temple has a strange energy to it, and this remote temple has no visitors at certain times, and I have the entire temple to myself. After exploring various parts of the temple, I was not able to find anything on the ground. But when I switched to aerial view, I found something incredible. Look at the aerial view of this tower. We can see the circular pattern, the cymatic pattern of this tower from the top. Today, we are able to transform sounds into visuals, and we call them cymatic patterns. Is it possible that what we see here is a code, a visual of the sound that can yield us psychic powers? If we decode this visual pattern into sound, we can understand what sound can give us psychic powers. So, what do you think? Is this temple somehow related to psychic energy? Are these statues really old? Or were they merely painted like this in recent times? Is there something called psychic powers? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell button to get all the updates. Please give this video a thumbs up and do share it with your friends. I will talk to you soon. Bye.